You guys are watching the Dallas Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey, and on today's video, we're going to take a look at some potential trade targets for the Dallas Cowboys. I got 5 in total, plus some other names I know you guys are going to ask about, and in general, shocking, they all focus on defense. Let's begin with Taylor Rapp, because I will never be over the Cowboys passing on safety to take Tristan Hill. But there is some rationale behind this one as far as I'm concerned. Rapp was not a starter this year for the LA Rams. Now, he missed some time due to knee injuries, especially early in the year, and that kind of led to their DC going, we're going to play somebody else over Rapp. They got Jordan Fuller, Terrell Burgess, who spent a third-round pick on. They have a decent backup in Nick Scott and pending free agent John Johnson. Now, if they let John Johnson walk, I think that boosts the odds of them bringing back Taylor Rapp. But if they pay him, Jordan Fuller was playing over Taylor Rapp, who was also still pretty good this year. Fuller was just a great surprise for LA. The last time we saw Taylor Rapp be healthy, 2019, 100 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, 8 pass breakups. Now, the Rams have no draft picks, none whatsoever, and they have some depth at safety. So perhaps they would be willing to listen to an offer for Rapp. I don't think you have to move a second-round pick, maybe not even a third. Maybe your third-round comp pick could intrigue LA just enough. I'm at least going to call about Taylor Rapp. I think that could make some sense. He can play free safety for you. And what do we know the Cowboys need? A free safety. Like, come on. Donovan Wilson is a promising, strong safety. I don't want him back there. I have been begging for years for this Cowboys team to just add a good safety. I wanted Juan Thornhill desperately. Some of you guys wanted Taylor Rapp. Some of you wanted Nasir Adderley. They were all there, and they didn't do it. They could maybe change that by going out and getting Taylor Rapp, since the Rams have plenty of extra safeties. Now, I got 4 more names to get into, plus some other shout-outs. Who do you guys, though, want the Dallas Cowboys to go get? This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get the ad break, help me feed my family, scroll on down, and let me know. This will be a popular name. Quinnen Williams. I would love it. It's not that likely, but I can at least try, right? This would be like the dream target for the Cowboys. He comes in, and all of a sudden, your defensive tackle issues, they don't seem that bad anymore. But I want to emphasize this point. You have got to give up value if you're going to get value back. Quinnen Williams this year, awesome. And the Jets are going to run more of a 4-3 base with 4 down linemen, and Quinnen fits great in there. 7.5 sacks, 10 tackles for loss. I am prepared to give it all up to go get Quinnen. So with that in mind, this is my trade offer. Producer Brett thought I was giving up too much. I was concerned I wasn't giving up enough. Here's what I got. Quinnen to the Cowboys, of course. My first-round pick this year, number 10 overall, and Michael Gallup. That's a lot. But you know what? Quinnen's really good. You got to move on. You got to give up a lot there. So you guys can play GM for me, I guess. Who says no to this particular trade? Type C for the Cowboys or type J for the Jets. I don't think the Jets are going to move Quinnen, which is why I think you got to offer them a lot. A top 10 pick and a receiver, a good receiver that they desperately need, right? For the Cowboys, meanwhile, I'm fixing my defensive line, right? If I go into next year with Quinnen and Gallimore and a Woods and Tristan Hill, and you can even try and move one of those guys if you want, this is better. The live audience here does not like it. Does not like it at all. I'm going to make note, though. I can spend a third-round pick on a receiver still. I can get a corner in free agency or in round 2. I might lose Gallup in free agency. You guys don't like it. I like it. And the fact that you guys don't like it means that maybe it's actually a pretty decent offer in the end. I also wanted to mention, by the way, some other dream targets that I would love to go get, but mostly because they're good players, and smart teams don't trade good players unless they're getting a great player back. It's not going to happen. Marshawn Lattimore, Jeffrey Okudah, Miles Jack. Oh, man, they just should have taken him over Jalen Smith. Who could have seen it coming? Isaiah Simmons, who Arizona had no idea what to do with him because they're not a good team. And then Juan Thornhill, who I just want to mention because I am a bitter person and I will never be over the fact that they did not take Juan Thornhill when he was sitting right there for them. All right, back to the actual show, right? BetUS, internet's #1 sportsbook. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. When you go to that URL, use promo code Cowboys125. That will get you a 125% deposit bonus. So simple math, right? You put down $100, they're going to give you an extra $125 for free. And this offer is good until the Super Bowl kicks off. When you place a bet on the big game, we will hook you up with a Dak Prescott jersey as well. Once you've signed up and deposited, place the bet. If you're a new customer, of course, email us, cowboys@chatsports.com. I'll put that email, by the way, in the comments and in the description of this video to make your lives a little bit easier. You must place a bet on the Super Bowl to be eligible to qualify. So, some hints, some bets that I've made. Chiefs against the Bucs, it's Mahomes, baby. Life is too short to bet the under on that one. Under 0.5 Biden mentions, -300. And then I'll take the over 2 mentions of the Patriots here. My burner account sent in a super chat. Who you got in the Super Bowl with the spread? I don't like the spread. It terrifies me. I think I'll go Chiefs in the end, -3.5. I don't feel great about it. The over-under's been fluctuating between 56 and 55.5. It's going to rain, but you know what, folks? Life is too short to bet the under. I might bet the first quarter under, but game, give me the over. You've got 2 great offenses. Get in on the action with BetUS. It's chatsports.com/bet. Don't forget to use that promo code Cowboys125 to get that extra 125% deposit bonus. Another defensive lineman here to target. How about Grady Jarrett? Now, he's been with the Falcons since 2015. He knows Dan Quinn very well. He's got just 2 years left on his contract at $30 million total. So 2 years, 15 is a little expensive for the Cowboys, but he's really good at football. Like, the Falcons' pass rush was bad this year because it was Grady Jarrett and nobody else. Everyone else sucked on that front, and they also had bad corners, and when those two things are bad, you're not going to have much success there. He would come in and be the best defensive tackle on this team by a significant margin. He went to the Pro Bowl, after all, again this year, which doesn't mean much, but he's a Pro Bowl caliber player in the end. This only makes sense, though, if the Falcons are going to rebuild. I am unconvinced that they will, but if they are, I think it makes a lot of sense to go out and pursue a potential Dan Quinn familiar player. Grady Jarrett makes some sense there. A lot of the other players on the roster, not that good. Not really worth going after. We will get, though, to a different Falcons target here in a little bit, so just keep an eye on that one in terms of potential options in the end for the Dallas Cowboys. But let me know, do you believe the Cowboys will trade for a player either in free agency, before free agency, or even during the NFL draft? Draft picks don't count. Trading for a current NFL player. Type in 1 for yes, they will, or 0 for no, they won't. Stephon Gilmore next up here because, of course, he is, right? Gilmore is a very difficult player for me. He's in the last year of his deal. He's going to want a new contract. He was the Defensive Player of the Year in 2019. He's also coming off a bit of a down season and a partially torn quad. I honestly don't know what his trade value is. 2019 Gilmore was a first and something. 2020 Gilmore, with just 1 year left on his deal, ready to get paid the highest paid cornerback contract in the NFL or close to it, isn't as valuable. That's just the way it works. He wasn't as good in 2020. He's still a #1 corner, but coming off the quad injury, that's going to drive down his value. It's kind of like a Tyron Smith thing. He's coming off the injury. He's really good. Why would you move on from him, right? I do think the Cowboys and Patriots, though, are a pretty logical partner if Dallas wants to add a big-time corner, because the Patriots need a receiver. How about Gallimore for Gilmore straight up? This seems... Gallup straight up for Gilmore, excuse me. This seems fair-ish. I don't know if the Patriots say no or if the Cowboys say no or if both teams end up saying no, so you guys do it for me. Make the decision so I can be a cowardly fence sitter. Who says no? Type D for Dallas or type in N for the New England Patriots. Get your votes in right now. From the Cowboys' perspective, you're fine at receiver. You can still draft somebody in round 1 or in round 2. I mean, if you were to trade for Gilmore and give up Gallup, you could talk me into Kyle Pitts or a receiver at number 10 overall at that point, and you fill your biggest need, Trevon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore. That's a really good 1-2 punch. Now, we'll break down all different types of options for the Cowboys in free agency, in the draft, and of course, in the trade market. If you want to stay up to date, hit that big red button and subscribe. That way you guys don't miss out on anything. Now, there are some other big names I wanted to mention who I don't think you should trade for, but in the event that they are released because they've got significantly outsized contracts, you should have interest. I'll throw in J.J. Watt there, $17.5 million this season. Von Miller has a team option for like 20. And I'm going to cut him or extend him, right? Geno Atkins has 2 years, almost $30 million left on his deal. That's a lot of money to pay for guys on the wrong side of their careers, on the back nine, if you will. So I'd explore them if they were cut, but I wouldn't really want to go trade for them. All right, one more name I did want to mention, Falcons linebacker Fosato Oluokun. Now, Oluokun is a name that you might remember from the Cowboys-Falcons game last year. In that game, Oluokun had 3 forced fumbles. He was everywhere for them. Now, he is in the last year of his deal. I don't think he'd be too expensive as a trade target, and he was good this year. 117 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, a couple forced fumbles, was better in coverage than, say, Jalen Smith or Leighton Vander Esch. And we know he fits what Dan Quinn wants, right? He can come in and be your weak side linebacker. Now, if you were to make a move for Oluokun, it means you got to move on from Jalen Smith in all reality. That might not be the worst thing in the end for the Dallas Cowboys. So linebacker is an interesting area. I might prefer draft in general, but of the cheap options, he does indeed make some sense. At least he does to me.